My babies, my Scorpios, how are you? Have you survived the eclipse season? Did it drag you? Did it wear you down? Did it tear you up? Did we make it? That's my question. Did you make it? Did you go off on some folks? Or have you been like sitting at the house, feeling really sad, doing the whole Scorpio thing of just like stewing in your madness and then knowing that like the energy you put out there into the universe is going to bring intense karma to these individuals who have not been treating you the way that you've wanted them to? How are you doing, Scorpio? Okay, so I'm coming in, I'm filming this the day after that final lovely eclipse in Taurus, that end of that Scorpio Taurus eclipse cycle, moving now into that Aries, Libra energy. It's like it's interesting. I've heard a lot of folks say that with this time and this shift that now, the fixed signs will get a break. And I'm like, But at the same time, I don't know if that's quite necessarily what will be happening immediately for the Scorpio Taurus people, because all we do is move into y'all's next little energy sign, because Mars is still the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and now we're having eclipses in the sign of Aries and Libra. So that energy is still rocking. It's just rocking with a different shift, a different vibe. And it's not hitting you as intensely, but you'll still feel that, push, that kind of invitation to make some movement, to find some peace, to settle things down, to change things up. So I'm not going to be one of those people who's going to gaslight you, because I feel like a lot of tarot readers and astrologers honestly kind of gaslight folks and telling them that things are going to be so much better now, or the pressure is going to be so much, less now, and this and that. I think it's just going to be different. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's going to be different. And it's going to call us back to the same story we've been getting, which is, what are you doing so that you can handle what's going on and what's happening? You got our first card out. Okay. Move this up nicely. That's that Three of Swords. With the Magician underneath it. Heartbreak, breakups, letting go of the things that no longer serve you, realizing that all that time and energy you've been putting into other people and outside of yourself has really been, and the stuff you've been looking for from people outside of yourself, you've had all along. And from that, having to really mourn the release of things, let go and look at what have you learned from what you've experienced, from the things that didn't work out. Queen of Pentacles, feeling much more secure in yourself, feeling much more clear about where it is that you're going, where it is that you're heading. Ten of Wands, you picked up a lot of responsibilities, maybe a little too much. Eight of Pentacles, maybe needing to scale back just a tiny bit. I want to get the top cards out. I think I do, 4 of them? Ooh, okay. Six of Chalices in reverse. I started doing, oh goodness, the Hermit card in reverse. Is it me? Is it my cards are in reverse? Some of them are. I wonder how did that happen? Anyways, the Hermit card in reverse. And King of Pentacles. Okay. So that's the energy we're vibing with, y'all, for the month of November. We're vibing with this. This is the move, okay? So we've already talked about this first energy coming up for you, this Three of Swords energy. And so I guess we'll get into now this Six of Chalices in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse. Well, you're living in reality now. You're no longer in the past. You're no longer romanticizing the things that it could have been, because you've had stark reality come up to you about how you've been placing way too much emphasis and too much time into those spaces. Yes. And reality is much sweeter than I think you could realize. I'm going to be the one to say it. I did some aspect work. Was looking at some of my own birth chart. And one of the things that came up really, really clearly and importantly was that I have to be really, really, really realistic about things. I cannot be living in a fantasy world, so be delusional. It's probably not working for you in the way that you would like for it to. And if it's one of those where it's like ignoring reality in order to get what you want, but if it is allowing yourself to believe that you deserve what you want, that's different. That's very different. But you got to use reality as like your parameters to see how things are going. How do you know, if you just ignore all the bad stuff that's going on and only want to pay attention when the good stuff is happening, what does that even do for you? What does that even do for you? How do you know what you need to shift? How do you know what you need to change if you're ignoring what's going on around you? You're not. And what you're doing really is giving your power away. You're giving your power away. And as a Scorpio, that's madness to me. You're giving your power away and your ability to be able to influence and impact things at a very macro and micro level. Like your impact, your influence is huge. So you should never give your power away. You should never ignore what's going on around you, because you're creating what's going on around you. You're shifting what's going on around you. And if you don't have that awareness of what's happening, you're losing your ability to be able to make those changes in the way that you should be able to. You should be able to intentionally be able to just step in and by your very presence be able to change what is going on. But because you're not even paying attention to what's going on because you're too busy waiting for things to get better, you pull back and you have all these other people who are impacting and changing these things. And that's why you end up in this Three of Swords energy. I'm going to calm down. Anyways, so you've decided to let go of the past. You're ignoring your idea of romanticizing and looking at things, your connections, your situationships, all that fun stuff, your business partnerships, your work colleagues, and all of that. Those rose-colored glasses are gone. And from that, you're getting more access to the world, to what it is you actually want, to how it is you actually create change and are able to bring about what it is that you desire. Knight of Swords. And you got stuff to say. I don't know. I'm here for it. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have going on. I want to hear the insights, because a lot of people want to change right now. We got a Queen of Swords in reverse. A lot of people want to change right now. A lot of people want that insight into the world. Knave of Wands. This is fascinating. It's fascinating because you have a Knight of Swords and you have a Queen of Swords. Knight of Swords upright, Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse is giving me this energy of hopefully having found a way to communicate while still maintaining your heart and your compassion, not cutting so deeply into others when you put up your boundaries, when you let them know what's going on, when you let them know about the foolishness that you've been experiencing and how you've had to make these shifts and these changes. And this Knave of Wands, this Page of Wands is like this fire. The fire is reigniting within you, allowing yourself to be present, to be here, present now, even if situations haven't worked out the way that you wanted them to, is what gives you the world. It is what lets your mind expand and lets you dip into that creative bath and to not feel so cut off or so cold and so over intellectualizing everything and caught up in your head that you're unable to connect to that internal fire, to get to that core of Scorpio energy, of that Martian fire energy, of that going within, deep within your feelings and your and being able to use that as a way to alchemize and change your situation. It's connecting you back to your source. So we got the Hermit in reverse. So your time of isolation has come to a close. You do need to relax a little bit. You need to take some breaks. You need to let your mind take a break. You might have been doing a lot of research and study. You might have been really trying to work on expanding and improving yourself. And because of that, it's time for a break. I think you've gotten the enlightenment that you were looking for. I don't think you need to push so hard into that energy anymore. Knight of Chalices and your emotions, you're tapped back into your emotions. Oh my God, literally. We go from the Hermit in reverse to the Knight of Chalices to the King of Chalices. You're tapped back into your emotions. The Ace of Wands, like you're back, baby. You're back. You were over here trying to do things in the way that other people wanted you to. And you thought that if you change the way that you think about things and to align with how other people are telling you that you need to be dealing with what's going on, then it'll bring you the things you want. It'll get you to the world. But they were just trapping you in an illusion. Six of Chalices. They were trapping you into an illusion of being able to tap into that transformative, really powerful, alchemical phoenix energy and using it for themselves and what they wanted. So then you had to be like, oh my gosh, no, this is literally all me. It's been all me that's been making all this stuff happen. It's been all me, the love, the connection, the improvement, the moving forward. Like, I'm the Queen of Pentacles. You've had this, and this lovely Taurus Scorpio access is inherently, you are tied to that earthy energy, to that Taurus energy of grounding, of tapping into your senses and being able to use that to be able to grow and to flourish and to be abundant, to create for yourself. Like, that is a part of who you are. It's your other side. And when you get too caught up in the depths of your emotions and then the depths of all the things that you can see, because you're so psychologically advanced and psychically advanced, you need that ground. Like you've actually reached the bottom of the ocean floor and now you've hit the ground, you've hit that Taurus, the earth, and it's like, hey, I got you. And you're understanding that, like, you are the fullness of those depths. You don't have to seek that outside of yourself because folks are saying that you're too high up there. You're too, intense. You're too whatever. Like, the grounding is within you. It is when you really get to the depths that you hit that ocean bottom and the earth comes and meets you and says, like I said, I've got you. You realize, no, like, I've got that. Now, you did pick up way too many responsibilities. We're going to go back to that 10 of Wands. You did pick up way too many responsibilities, but like, you need the fire. You needed that because you were overexerting it in different places instead of being able to funnel that towards yourself. And now you're realizing, like, this hard work, I love this hard work. I do love this hard work of reinvention, of directing and seeing issues and how to solve them and how to feel into that. It just might not be for these other people anymore. It just might be directing this energy for yourself. Okay? The fire is back. The energy's back. You're feeling more social and maybe not more social, but you're not isolating yourself. Let me say that's a little bit different. You may not necessarily be going out and seeking things, but you're not isolating yourself and pulling back and pulling away as much. You are relaxing a little bit more. You are enjoying and diving into the feelings that are coming up. You feel like your fire has returned, like that energy, that pressure that was pushing you down, pushed you down all the way to the bottom, to the floor, sea floor. And now you're able to push back up and rest and like sit on that sea floor and just chill and look up at the night sky or look up at the stars and look up at the water and the light as it goes through the waves of the water during the daytime. Like, now you can rest and you can look up and you can chill and you can get that energy back. And you're much more grounded. You're much more stabilized. And all of that energy and that care and that love has a space for it to go. You feel better about directing your energy and your emotional capacity. You know that your cup will be full and you want to share this cup. You want to share your emotions. You want to share that space with others. And then we get to that King of Pentacles. We're back to this story about that Scorpio Taurus axis, that polarity energy. 10 of Chalices in reverse. That's a fascinating card to get with that. 10 of Chalices in reverse. So, 2 of Swords, a decision needs to be made. Yeah, a decision does need to be made because I'm sitting here like, you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Unless it was part of the falsehood. Unless the narrative and the story and all the stuff that was going on with this 10 of Chalices, with your family and your happy life and all of that was a part of the falsehood, the story, the illusion that people were trying to trap you in. You have a decision to make here, and it's about where you want to put that energy. It's about that. You have two twos. Getting quiet, because you've already realized you're Queen of Pentacles. You've already realized that, like, that body of earth, that body, that matter to manifest, the ground, the soil that is needed to plant the seeds in order to get new things. You are that. And now you're going a step further and saying, all right, if I can do this for myself, how do I do this at a larger scale? How do I find this in a space for my community? How do I maintain my emotional capacity and keep that fire going within me and keep my thoughts clear and don't like over stress myself with this 10 of Wands energy? Like, how do I do this? And part of that is like seeing the reality of what those relationships are looking like, what it is what are the asks that are coming from family, friends, community. Like, is that in alignment? Is it in alignment? And if it's not, what needs to be done there? And you're sitting back and you're getting quiet. I've talked about meditation is so important. Mindfulness is so important. You have to have your mindfulness tools, whether that is meditation, whether that is mindful eating, like just being really present. And mindfulness is about being present, being aware, because when you're able to be present, when you're able to calm your nervous system and move out of that fight or flight space of reaction, the important thing is to be able to have that awareness in order to be able to make conscious decisions about where you're going next. Because when you're not and you're overwhelmed, your mind's overwhelmed, your heart's overwhelmed, your body's overwhelmed, what ends up happening is that you're just reacting. You're just without being able to pause and to think things through. You're just making choices. And what you're going to do is you're going to do what you're used to doing. You're going to maintain the patterns. You're going to maintain the systems, and you're going to find yourself in the same situations over and over and over, because that's what your body and what your mind and what your heart have become accustomed to. They see that as the pattern. When I'm stressed, when I'm in these situations, when something's going wrong in my relationship, when I'm not making the money I need to be making, when I want to chase after my passions, but I feel self-doubt internally. All of those systems are going to go into overdrive, and whatever is your pattern, whatever brings you to this space of release is what you're going to do. And so you have to slow down now as you're moving into this new space. As you've woken up from this illusion that the world has painted for you about how Scorpio is not serving in the transformative, powerful capacity that it needs to be, and to say, well, let me channel and let me try to tap into this energy of transformation, of alchemy, of rebirth and regeneration. And no offense, but like, no one's going to do it like you, Scorpio. No one's going to do it like you, but they use your language, they use your terminology, they use the systems that work for their signs, that work for their energy, and they are telling you that it's going to work for you too. But you understand that, like, the fire that's needed, you understand the water that's needed, you understand the depths of how to get into these things and to go down into the darkest, deepest spaces and find the light that's there and then bring that light back out. Like, you inherently understand that, but you've been following other people's systems and listening to other people's stories and taking on their energy and of what they say to do in order to get to that space, instead of just following your own natural pattern. But when you're overwhelmed, it's hard to change the way that you're thinking and seeing and understanding these things. So we've got to get to this space where you can find that quiet and tap into your heart to look at this situation that's coming up, and maybe some concerns, some things that are falling apart in order to come together within your personal life, and say, okay, what are my options? What does my heart want? What's the logical option? What's going to be the best for me financially? Is there compromise that we can have? And so instead of being blinded by the anxiety, you sit down and you utilize that energy. Anxiety is just energy that doesn't know where to go. It's fear of the future without having an understanding of what the outcome will be. No, you don't know what the outcome will be. You don't know what will happen once you make this choice. But it doesn't mean don't make a choice and just hope for the best. It means be calm. It means look at your options. It means take in the information. It means do not punish yourself if things go a different way, because there's other people involved here and they're making their own decisions. They're going their own way. And getting that clarity, especially when it comes to what it is that you're investing in financially, where you're putting your time and your energy materially, tangibly. What are you working on? What are you investing in? Is that putting you in the space to get you to the King of Pentacles? Or is it putting you into a space where you're bound to these relationships or these situations, these connections, your family and community, where you're not able to be successful? Six of Wands. Success. Your path in all of this is success. And all of this work that you're doing, all of this waking up that's happening, all of this letting go of pressures and anxiety and not letting go of anxiety. Anxiety may always be there, but understanding your anxiety, understanding how to work with it, understanding what to do with that energy and where to put it is leading you towards the Six of Wands. So what does that look like? What does that feel like? And I know you're thinking like, oh, Two of Swords, so that's making a decision. That's in your head. And like Two of Pentacles, okay, that's like weighing these pentacles and like seeing which one's gonna bring you the balance, bring you what it is that you desire to make that next step. But the thing with this Two of Swords has always been, unlike Justice, where it's blind and going within, here it's been cutting off your heart. You haven't had access to that heart guidance. You have to combine the two of those things. It's temperance energy on a lower level. You got to combine those two things, your heart and your mind, so that when you make that choice, when you go in that direction, it's something that's going to feed your soul and it's going to lead you to success. I'm struggling so hard with success, but it's going to lead you towards success because you're the King of Pentacles. You're moving into and embracing that King of Pentacles energy. All right, let us get to your outcome, Scorpio. And let's get to this outcome. Now, of course, we do know that pages, wands, our court cards can always symbolize other people. So like in this case, this could be a Queen of Pentacles who's caused some heartbreak. This could be a young individual and a very cold individual who's now turned around and maybe become a little bit more warm-hearted. And in this case, it could be like someone rushing in really quickly with a love offering, but like you're, maybe you're more open to it. The fire's here. You're excited about it. And now like they're matured a little bit and they're showing up a little bit better for you. Or it could be another person who's coming in who is more mature. Like maybe the relationship or the connection is maturing as you relax and lean into it. And then in this case, this could be somebody else, but this could also be you, King of Pentacles, someone who is very grounded, very self-assured, and very, very interested in taking care of you and standing in that space in order to allow you to find that peace and that success, someone, an investor. It could be all of those things. So that's like the joy of tarot, is that there's always multiple interpretations of the energy that's going on. You just have to find the one that resonates with you most. But I always frame my readings in the sense of like the individual. And one thing that I found in doing my readings over time is that it can be hard when I want to say like, hey, I need you to tap into this energy, this narrative, this story is coming out in your tarot about the things that you need to do in order to get where you want to be. And it's a desire to want to say, well, no, that's this person, that's this person, that's this person. I'm like, they're all reflections of you. It's you. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's get your outcome. I try to get 3 cards for the outcome, but maybe I need to take a look at, okay, we've got 2 at least. Okay. 8 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Yeah, like I said, got to change your outlook. Got to change the way you're looking at things. Got to change the way you're understanding things to get that fire back, y'all. Okay, your outcome. 8 of Swords. Walking away from a, self-imposed prison. You're so in your head. That's why I was like, I told you that 2 of Swords where I was like, no, this is like temperance at a lower level. You've got to balance out and be able to tap into your heart. Tap into your heart. You're so in your head. You're so overwhelmed. You're so like trapped in this illusion. I'm just going to keep saying this, an illusion that's been put around you about who you are and how you need to function, that like you got to break out of that. You've got to change. You've got to shift the way that you're examining things. Slow down, go within, use those meditative or mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness can also be just giving your brain a break. letting yourself relax, tapping into your creativity. You've got that traditional healer of Mars in your sign. What is it that excites you? What is it that gets you up and going? What is it that wakes you up in the morning? Do more of those things. Allow yourself to go into a meditative space, playing games, video games, art, reading, whatever. Allow your mind to move into that creative space and rest. And it'll shift your perspective on things. You can lean back and you can look at it again at another time when you're in a better space or a better place. And then getting to that Three of Wands. Messages coming in. You being relaxed, chilling. This is one of my favorite depictions of the Three of Wands. Let me see if I can. I know I'd be struggling with my camera. Oh, okay. I got it to focus. There we go. Okay, well, it's me because I don't know how to be still. But as you can see, she's sitting here. She's got her cup of coffee. Well, you can kind of see, but she's sitting here. She's got her cup of coffee. They've got the candles lit. This is what is it? Sunday reset. You cleaned up. Look, her hair is washed for my women of color, for my Black women. Y'all know we don't wash our hair like that. You know, this is a wash day. Her house is set. It is clean. She is chilling. And then she's got these messages coming in. When you take this time to focus on yourself, when you take care of yourself, what you find is that the things that you need are coming to you. Keep your own candles lit. Keep your own energy together. What you need is coming to you. That's why I was saying the illusion has been placed around you, Scorpio, that the things you need are outside of yourself. The way to function is different than how you've been doing. When what they've been doing is tapping into your energy to create this transformation, to create these changes, to go out here and sell these folks on this manifestation stuff, that's all you. You don't have to do these things according to the way that they're telling you to. You do what works for yourself. You take care of yourself. You make sure your light stays lit. And you allow yourself to change and to get out of this illusion, get out of this self-imposed prison internally, change your mindset, find that new path, tap into that, here we go, the hermit energy that was coming up for you. And everything's just going to flow in. It's going to flow into you. Success is your outcome. All right, that's it. I'm done. Okay, I'm going to do the usual, or at least I have every intention in November to post all y'all's videos, okay? So we're looking at love readings, singles, couples. We're looking at money readings for entrepreneurs, for folks who work in businesses, or folks who work for other folks. And then I'm debating. We'll see if we get to it or not, but I'm debating on the shadow work stuff. But you guys are great. You're amazing. I love you. I'll see y'all later. Bye.